Before we start the show, just a word from our sponsor, Undeniable Press. For all your screen printing needs, located in the Corktown district of Detroit, Michigan. If you ever need any t-shirts or any other little promo accessories, posters, or whatnot printed up for you, go to Undeniable Press. They're located, once again, in the Corktown district of Detroit, Michigan, and you can reach them at facebook.com/undeniablepressdetroit. And those same guys who do Undeniable Press also have a clothing line called 20 by 20 Apparel. It's very much wrestling themed, all sorts of nostalgic themes in regards to the history of wrestling. And you can go check out their clothing line at 20x20apparel.com. That's the number 20x, the number 20apparel.com. Now let's start the show.
Fresh is the word.
I'm Jim Duggan, got long wood for plenty hoes. I keep it fresher than fresh, but you already know. You suckers bummy, I'm money, I got a ton of flows. My weed loud like a motherfucking thunder roll. Your shit quiet like you ballin' on a budget though. We see your kicks and we laugh and yellin' what are those. You see me shining like a suit on puffy. You know my grindin' shit is too strong, buddy. That's why the dude call money. I be stuntin' like it's nothing at all. Cause it's nothing to me, it's probably something to y'all. Trying to smoke like me, then come and fuck with your dog. Got a closet full of kicks, you can't cop it tomorrow. And I'm fresher than the freshest, you can tell it's in my essence. Bitch, you see the way I'm rapping, yes I do this shit to death. Until I'm running out of breath, or tell somebody cut a check. But either way you know it's fresh, and either way you know it's fresh. Fresh, we fresh. Fresh, 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 goddammit, we fresh. Fresh, fresh, goddammit, we so damn fresh.
Welcome to the Fresh is the Word podcast, the podcast about pro wrestling, MMA, and music. I'm your host, K Fresh, and like always, we have a great show for you. But before we get into the show, I definitely want to just remind you how you can support the podcast. You can always go to freshasthepodcast.com and just share any links that you see on the website on your social medias. That definitely always helps. There's also a link that says support the podcast where you can donate via PayPal, or there's a Amazon link on there you can use anytime you want to make purchases on Amazon, and it gives a little commission to back to the show, and it doesn't change anything on your end. You can also follow Fresh is the Word on Twitter and Instagram at Fresh is the Word 1. That's Fresh is the Word, then the number 1. Or on Facebook at facebook.com/Fresh is the Podcast. And you can also subscribe to Fresh is the Word on Stitcher and iTunes. Just search Fresh is the Word, and it should come up pretty quickly. And also, just remember to give us some comments on Stitcher and iTunes, and hopefully a 5-star rating will definitely help with the growth of the show. Really, really, really would help us out a lot. So on to the show. My guest this week is Steph O'Sullivan. She's one half of the two-piece alternative rock band called Greywind from Ireland. Their debut album, Afterthoughts, is incredible. I just, came across this band a few months ago through their publicist, and I just kind of fell in love with the band instantly. Steph has an amazing voice. You'd think at first, she, might have gone like a pop punk route, but she has this just huge, amazing voice. And like she says in the interview, she likes to just sing loud. But it's all coupled over a really heavy, chunky riffs from her brother Paul. So we have a short talk about the album and growing up in her home town of Killarney in Ireland. She was super cool to talk to. So definitely go pick up their debut album, Afterthoughts. It's incredible. So let's get to the interview with Steph O'Sullivan from Greywind. Yeah, thanks for taking the time out to do this interview with me.
No, thank you. I'm sorry about the other day having to reschedule it. We weren't back in time. We were really busy, so I'm really sorry about that.
Oh, no problems. Shit happens. I know. But I really, really enjoy this Afterthoughts album from you and your brother.
Thank you.
Because I first came about Greywind through the press release from your publicist for the cover that you did recently, And so I went back and listened to the album. I was like, wow, this is really, I really like this band, and this is a really good album.
Oh.
I feel like there's this unique balance within the sound you have. There's this massive sound, but it's not over the top. Is this something that you're conscious of? What's your thoughts about where you were able to go with the sound, both musically and vocally?
Well, I mean, all of our favorite bands are bands like Thrice and Brand New, My Chemical Romance, and we thought, they're all our favorite bands, and we felt like there's always been like a kind of a gap of that. There's been no bands recently, I think, doing that type of music anymore. I think people are always trying to create something really new and be like the future, but I think that's always been our type of favorite band. So we thought, okay, let's combine all bands and all sing really like on it, and it'll work. People think that we sound, they don't really know what to kind of categorize us as. Some people think we're metal, some people pop metal. So yeah, it's really, yeah.
Right. When I first heard the album, I was like, Steph's vocals sounds like something you would actually hear in more of a pop punk band, but it was like she was like, I'm not gonna go this route. I'm gonna go this other route and do something that's not this. And whatever it came out to be, it sounded so magnificent to me.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, bands like Thrice are like my favorite band, so I think that suits. I feel like I found the band that kind of suits my voice. I like singing like loud and high, so I think it's worked out well. I'm really, really proud of our songs.
You've done shows with Thrice, right?
Yeah, we played a show with them in London last year, and it was like I think it was our 15th full band show ever in our entire life. So to play with our favorite band it was really surreal. Even every day I think about it and I'm like, how the hell did that happen?
Were you able to meet the band?
Yeah, I remember arriving and we were like, before we were soundchecking, we were like loading in our stuff, and I was walking up to our dressing room and I just saw Dustin Ginsler in the hallway, and I like awkwardly said hi to him. I was completely starstruck. It was so cool.
Right, yeah, I'm a big Thrice fan myself. Like their last album was so incredible.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah.
What inspired the songs on Afterthoughts? Were these personal things that were going on in your life?
Yeah, well, it's kind of dark actually. Back in 2010, our uncle, he committed suicide, and that kind of woke me and Paul up to kind of give us a sign to, okay, let's just start a band ourselves, because we always were looking for other members to start a band with, but here in Ireland we live in like a really small town, and there was never a scene or anything. That was in kind of Dublin, and that's like 4 hours away, and we'd always be looking for people. So when that happened, it kind of woke us up, and we wrote the song Afterthoughts in 2014. It took kind of that long. We were searching for people, but then in 2014 we wrote Afterthoughts, and we went up to Belfast and we recorded a demo of that, and then we posted it online, and then the next day we had labels and management like emailing us, and yeah, it all kind of happened kind of overnight, which I know doesn't really happen like
Right.
ever. So yeah, so that's kind of what inspired even the kind of theme of the album, how some even like dark moments you can find goodness out of them.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Talk more about your hometown of Killarney in Ireland. What's it like growing up there? Most of the people who grow up there, what do they end up doing with their lives? Do they stay in town or try to get out?
Yeah, I think here a lot of people stay, and that's something that me and Paul, we don't want to do. I'm always trying to get out of here as much as possible, because there isn't, as I said, there's not really a music scene, and it's really beautiful, and I like it here, but in kind of small doses. Like, it's beautiful with mountains and lakes, but I think a lot of people settle and they get afraid, I think, to do what they want to do, and I think they have to do what everyone else does, but no, I don't want to do that.
Is there like a specific like job or industry that kind of goes on in that area?
there's a lot of pubs, as I'm sure you can imagine. So yeah, maybe like bartending or something. There's like every two like shops there's a pub. So
Of
basically
course.
bartending. Yeah.
Of course, of course. Um, Going back to the album, even the times when the songs aren't like riff heavy, it's still really heavy in regards to the just the material itself. Was it tough or even therapeutic to put that much emotion into these songs?
Yeah, I mean, I remember we recorded it actually in Texas, and I remember every day when I was about to do vocals, I'd kind of get a bit stressed out about it because I want to kind of I wanted it to come across how I felt. I didn't want to mess it up. So our producer Jason Perry, he'd have to like calm me down and say it's fine, you do it. And it was kind of our song In Autumn is kind of one of the most personal songs to me. And I remember when I listen, I can't actually listen to that at all. Like I struggle to listen to it because I can hear in it that I'm sad, which kind of makes me uncomfortable. But I guess it's good that it's real. So yeah.
Like you said, the album was produced by Jason Perry. What did he bring to the table? What did he do to get the best album out of you two?
I think because he was a singer in his band back in the day, so I think for me, having someone who is a singer in a band, he really helped me find my voice, I guess, like not always having to push it and kind of know when to go soft with my voice and stuff. So it was, and he's really funny as well, so he kind of made it a fun experience. He didn't make it feel like, oh no, we're recording an album, the pressure. So yeah, so yeah, it was so much fun.
Did you have a lot of the material already written before you brought it to Jason?
Yeah, I mean, we've had bones of most of the songs for like 5 years. Like we had like Safe Haven, we had that verse for yeah, like probably 5 years or 4 years before that, and Car Spin was probably the last song I think we wrote for it. That was like the newest one we'd written. But yeah, we had like the bones of the album ready, and then we brought it to Jason, and he just helped us kind of put it all together. So yeah.
When you first brought all this material to Jason, what was the first thing that all you guys did?
Well, we said to him we want to be heavy as possible. We don't want we want him to get it, but we didn't want to, like you said, we could have easily been like pop punk or just kind of done the obvious thing, I think. So we like obviously told him we want our favorite bands are Thrice and Brand New, so we want to be a band like that, and he completely got it. And I think as well going to Texas in the middle of the desert, it just made it all kind of big, I think. So it was. Yeah.
Right. After you got done with the writing and recording of the Afterthoughts album, were you able to listen to it as a whole? What was your feelings about that first listen after it was all done? Were you able to sort of detach yourself from it all to give it an objective listen?
Yeah, I think when we first, like every like week or so, we get a song back, and I remember we were like, oh my God, this is it. And then I remember the first time listening to it as a whole, like kind of, you feel like it's, I don't know, I know nothing's ever perfect. And now when I listen to it back, I'll probably notice little things that now I wouldn't do, but I think that's all the part of learning. And yeah, I think I just felt proud of it, and I couldn't actually believe that we created that. So yeah.
Going through this whole experience of actually, writing, recording, and actually having some attention for your music, what was some of the biggest things that you've learned through this whole album making process?
I think always follow your gut feeling. Like even with like the singles we chose, and other like I know management and labels can be like, oh, pick this song, but we, and like with videos and stuff, we always like to have our input in it. Like we always come up with our video ideas and which singles we wanted, and I think to kind of represent ourselves well, I think that's what I've learned.
Right. How did you originally get into wanting to be a singer?
Well, my mom is a soprano, like an opera singer, and so she's always been like singing for as long as I can remember. So I've always
Okay.
like been surrounded by music. My dad would always play like Black Sabbath and Thin Lizzy and stuff like that around the house. So it was like the weirdest mix ever. But yeah, and
It makes
I remember,
sense.
yeah, and I remember when I discovered My Chemical Romance and like Fall Out Boy and my emo phase, I was like, yeah, I want to be in a band. So that's kind of what hooked me to wanting to be in a band.
Right. Well, what's the whole dynamic of the band like when you're also in it with your brother?
Well, I think people always ask, "Oh, do you fight and do you get on well?" But yeah, we've always got on, and I think because we have the same like taste in music and stuff that we don't like argue that much about stuff, and it works. So yeah, it's great to. Not a lot of people can say that they're in have a job, I guess, with their siblings. So it's really cool.
When you really started solidify Greywind as a band, what was your plan or your objectives going forth to, what you wanted for the future?
I think just being able to, tour the world really. Like one of my biggest dreams is to eventually play in America and Australia and just be able to have this as a job, I guess, and get to play shows every single day and write songs, and that's kind of what we wanted. And I feel like we're like kind of on the way to doing that, which is crazy. Like we had our first ever headline show in January and it was sold out and it was in London and it was like a different country. So I think little things like that kind of make it seem like it is possible. So yeah.
Has there been, or how many of those moments have you had thus far where it's only almost been like a holy shit moment where you could realize this thing could be something that we could do for a long time?
I think, like I said, our headline show kind of fully kind of woke me up, I guess, and made me realize, wow, okay, this is real. And like playing with Thrice, that was ridiculous. And we played Reading and Leeds Festival, and we had a packed out tent for both days. And I was like, who are all these people? Why do they want to watch us? Right. But yeah, so things like that, which are bands spend like years playing shows to get those things, and we kind of. I know other bands will probably look at us and think, oh, they don't deserve that. They've been in the industry 5 minutes and they get it. But what people don't realize is that we've, worked behind the scenes, right? We've like perfected our songwriting for years. I know we haven't played a lot of shows, but I feel like we've perfected other elements of our band. So yeah, those are the moments where I'm kind of shocked.
Right. When you're not doing any music stuff, what do you like to do to unwind or have fun? Hobbies or whatnot?
I run a lot. I like running because here it's nice with like the mountains and stuff. It kind of relaxes me, so that's nice. And I have a pug, a little dog that I walk a lot. That's kind of it, really. I'm very boring over when I'm in Ireland.
What's the touring situation looking like coming up? Is there any plans to come to America?
I really hope so. I wish I could say like when and how, but I'm hoping really soon because, as I said before, that America is like our biggest goal. Like things like Warped Tour and stuff is like our dream. So I really hopefully either this year or next year we'll get over there.
Right. Yeah. Wherever you go, I'm going.
Yay.
Let's talk about this the video that you have for Forest Ablaze. It's a very vibrant video. What did you want to and capture with that video?
Well, it's kind of dark. I remember when me and Paul, we were like thinking of an idea for the video, and we were like, I remember we sent the treatment to our management, and we were thinking, oh god, they're gonna think we're like they're not gonna let us do this because we're pouring like gasoline over people, we're gonna burn a forest and like killing people basically in the video. And then they were like, wow, we love this, and we got the go ahead to do it. And yeah, it's kind of not killing people per se. It's not actually literally that. It's what it represents is a few people in the forest is representing kind of the bad thoughts you have, I guess. And as I said before, a lot of people here where I live, they feel like, I think they let things hold them back. Like they follow what everyone else does, or think the voice in their head tells them, oh, you can't do that. So that's kind of what the people in that video represent. And it's me and Paul kind of burning all that away and saying, oh, we're not going to follow that path. So yeah, that's kind of what it is. It looks a lot darker than it actually means.
Now that the album has been out for a little while, what's have you had any feedback in regards to it? What sort of feedback do you hear from people? What's your thoughts about it?
We've got so much good feedback. I was kind of, sometimes you think, oh God, will kind of hit me kind of the day before it was out. I was thinking, oh my God, wait, people are actually going to hear it now because we had it ourselves for so long. And then yeah, the feedback has been incredible. I mean, like all the reviews we've got have been amazing, and fans just really get it, I think. And because I know it's a lot different to other bands because it's kind of, I know it's slower and paced, but people seem to really get it, and yeah, it's great. Every day we get people tweeting like who have newly discovered us as well, so it's great.
Great. Yeah, that's about it for the interview. Yeah, thanks for taking the time out to chat with me. Um, where can people, listen to the music, find you guys online?
We're on Spotify, we're on YouTube, and our Facebook, Greywind Band, I think it is the thing. I don't even know. I should know that, shouldn't I? And our Twitter, our Twitter is at Greywind Band as well.
Yeah, Greywind Band. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I just searched it, so yeah.
Yeah, right. I do.
But yeah, thanks for chatting with me. I've been loving the album, like I said, and hopefully you can make it over to North America because I definitely would like to see you guys live.
Oh, thank you so much, and I definitely will be there, and I'll meet you, and it'll be great.
All right, great. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
So that was my interview with Steph O'Sullivan from the band Greywind. Definitely, please go pick up their album Afterthoughts. It is definitely a good listen. Now, onto the discussion part of the show, and like always, I'm joined with my co-host, pro wrestling connoisseur, hip hop artist from Detroit, MMA connoisseur, and proud Marine, Vstylez.
Hey, what's good, y'all? What's going on, K Fresh? You all right, man?
Yeah, man, I'm good. I've been feeling good this week. I was sick recently, but I'm feeling a lot better now. I am, back to my old self now, and
Okay.
feeling really good. But this past week has been like dragging ass though. Like this first week, like being better, just seems like it's been dragging ass trying to like kind of catch up to things. And like,
Yeah, for me and you both.
no, it seems like, dude, it really seems like all like the wrestling and MMA from like last weekend was like a month ago. Like that this
Right.
like literally the only thing I can remember from like last weekend was like the knockouts. Like
Right.
everything else.
Man, you know what? And not even the who fought last week. That's
I don't know.
where I'm at. Like,
I can only remember the fights that were knockouts. Like that, like that's it. Like for real. Like that's it. And that
okay, Diego Sanchez fought.
um El-
Who's the main event?
I can't remember. But like Diego Sanchez got knocked out by Iaquinta. Oh,
DJ.
yeah, see, DJ was like, and that was such a wonderful.
Yeah.
That was a wonderful fight. But it's like it's going into what I was. I texted you the other day that specifically, and this is specifically with UFC, that there's so much static going on, so much whining and bitching and complaining that it's aggravating. That it's like. It just sounds like everybody's
It's affecting the product.
Yeah, and it sounds like everybody's just talking over each other, and you kind of forget about what really matters, the actual fights, man. And it's really, and I don't feel that way with Bellator. I really enjoy their product, and they're
That's all. Look, that's all Scott Coker.
and
That's the Scott Coker effect.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't like that with Bjorn Retner or Retney
Yeah.
was at the helm. It was completely different. I've been there. Like, I remember being at early Strike Force events when Scott Coker was the man there. And then going from there to Bellator with Bjorn. When Bjorn was there, it was very different than what it is now, man. Now it's more business. Now the professionalism is a lot better. Like I've seen some shit with the different promotions, man.
Yeah.
And you hit it out the park with it, man. Bellator on the come up. They are on the come up, man.
And like,
And won championship.
oh yeah, definitely. And like this past the last Bellator, that was headlined by Strauss and Pitbull. Like that was like their third highest TV ratings of this year. It was around like at peak over a million, and then averaged about 900 and something thousand viewers. And that was one of the highest. And through and through, the main card was a really enjoyable card. And but it was just like entertaining fights, man. It was just like, it wasn't a bunch of static and bunch of whiny babies and shit like that, and that's what's kind of aggravating me with like the UFC product. It's just like, oh, I gotta swim through all of this people complaining and stuff. And I'm not to saying that everybody who's talking trash and speaking their mind in UFC, falls under this, because like I thoroughly enjoy listening to Iaquinta. Like,
man, I was just about to ask you about that, because he said a lot of real shit.
He's saying a lot of real shit. He's at a point now where he stepped away. He learned how to sell houses, and he's like, well, this fight, that what you're gonna pay me, that's like one house, me selling one house. If I'm gonna fight, I want to be able to make like the money of like 6 or 7 houses or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And
right.
I get what. Plus, he's just entertaining. Like he's entertaining naturally, So I don't mind his like trash talking, but some of these other fools, man, like they're
Kevin Lee. We love you. We know you represent Detroit,
but dude,
take it down a couple notches, bro, because I can remember the humble 1-0 Kevin Lee. And I know you're a veteran now, but, you talking a lot of shit these days, because I know that's how you get fights and this, that, and the other. But, rep us right, man. Rep us right here in Detroit, man. Don't be just a shit talker just to get shit talking.
Right. Like, I can understand when there's trash talking when there is an actual fight set up, or if you have a person in mind, one person in mind that you want to fight and you want to try to get that set up. But a lot of these people, including him, they're just sort of like throwing shit at the wall and seeing what sticks, There's no focus at all. And it's just a bunch of, trash talking and whining and stuff like that. Like, look, like someone like Kevin Lee, he has a headlining bout coming up, a main event bout coming up. But I have no idea who he's fighting.
Yeah, real shit.
Because he's not even trying to sell the fight. He's just talking about all this mess,
all the other shit that don't have nothing to do with his upcoming matchup. I heard him mention that UFC is going to be coming back to Detroit, and I'm assuming that it's going to be at the Little Caesars Arena. Nothing has been announced, but
right.
He did say something in vague to that happening. I guess he's going to be, with him being from here, if he keep winning, if he wins his next fight, he'll be on that card. But, I definitely think he's one of the ones. Didn't him and Iaquinta fight? Didn't they fight?
I'm not sure.
I think they did, man. Because Kevin Lee put up a meme with a picture. I guess Iaquinta said that he can't throw punches, and then Lee had a picture of him landing the shot. They
did fight. Kevin Lee beat Iaquinta via unanimous decision. That was back at UFC 169 in February of 2014.
Yeah, so I think that's Iaquinta's last loss.
And he beat him in New Jersey at that time.
Yeah, at his crib. I vaguely remember that fight.
Right.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I can remember asking him when he first got down there, I don't even want to put him on blast, but fuck it. We was on Twitter. I was like, man, yeah, you should hook up with my boy Jeff Mayweather, man. And he was like, I'm going down there. If I do anything, I'm gonna go down. I'm going down there to hook up with Floyd, his panelists. And years later, it's funny that I see him chopping it up with Jeff. Like, really? Like, really? I seen the videos. I said, wow, okay. You didn't, years ago, you didn't seem, that eager, but I guess, he's a young dude, what,
Yeah.
24, 25. So
Yeah.
I chalk that up to immaturity and him not knowing. But, he associated with himself with Jeff or any, people like that, then, he's headed in the right direction, man. I want to see somebody from here rep us right, man.
Definitely, definitely.
I just, all the little BS shenanigans, man, it's just like, dude, you don't even have to do that, man. You just keep winning. You finally, he's finally at a point to where he can start talking shit a little bit because you're main eventing, you headlining the card. So, that's pretty big. So let's just hope that he continues to grow, man, and, kill all the nonsense, man. But I definitely want somebody from the D here representing.
Yeah, definitely. Another one of the great knockouts of last weekend was Flint Town's Platinum Mike Perry knocking out Ellenberger with that elbow.
Man, that elbow was just so nasty. It was like, the funny thing is he was losing that fight.
Right.
All until he cut back that elbow, and that elbow took the life out of was it Ellenberger?
Yeah.
Took the life out of him, like kaboom! I was like, oh shit, he just went. It was like, down goes Frazier or a ton of bricks just falling when it getting detonated. That's how he fell, and it was like, wow. And he didn't get up for a minute.
Right.
I hope he's okay, man. Cause a knockout like that can, Jake was already, he's fought his way back to having more fights. He was on his way out the door until he went on like a nice little win streak. A knockout like that, especially being on the other end of it, that can make you, sometimes knockouts like that, you're not the same fighter anymore, man. So let's just hope that he's, clear mind and no injuries, no head injuries, because that was a hell of a shot.
Right.
Hell of a shot.
Right, yeah, that shit was crazy, man. I jumped out of my seat, man, when I saw that, man. I was like, oh.
I was like, oh, shit. And then they kept replaying it, man, and it was like the way he hit him with that, it was beautiful, man. In a fighting way, it was beautiful, but
right.
It was, man. If you were rooting for, Mike, you definitely cheer that on. If you was rooting for Jake, you were like real sad.
Right.
Like, oh boy. So yeah, crazy.
Yeah. And speaking of Mike Perry, him and Iaquinta have been exchanging words on Twitter for the past couple of days. It's quite entertaining, actually, man. Like, I don't know. I wouldn't mind seeing them two get into the cage.
Yeah, they both coming off wins. I would like to see Iaquinta get that fight back with Kevin Lee. I would like to see.
Yeah, definitely.
I would like to see that redone.
And,
And
actually, let's see here. What was I saying? Let's see here. I was saying, oh, never mind. I was trying to look up something. But no, that would not. It would be great to see Iaquinta like on fight on a regular basis. But he needs to figure out what his issues is with the UFC and try to find some sort of common ground.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely agree with that. Nah, Kevin Lee lost to Iaquinta.
Yeah, I was just looking at that. I think I said that wrong. Wait a minute.
Yeah, yeah. See,
Oh yeah, he
Kevin-
did. Yeah, Kevin Lee did lose. So yeah, I was looking at that wrong. Yeah, that's what I was just looking
Man,
up
I'm-
just now.
yeah. See, Kevin should try to get that fight back.
Right, definitely. Right now with Iaquinta being like a really hot topic in the UFC, that would definitely be the fight to try to make.
Yeah, run that back.
Yeah.
And let's see, Kevin Lee has a total of, that was his first fight in the UFC.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So he's a veteran now. He has 10 UFC fights, and he's 8-2 in the UFC. So yeah, I would like to see that get redone. Who's he fighting coming up? Let me see if I can.
He's fighting Michael Chiesa on June 25th of the fight night.
Wait a minute, hold up.
Yeah.
If it's who I think it is, the dude he about to fight is pretty tough. What is the UFC what?
It's the UFC Fight Night 112 in Oklahoma City.
If it's Michael what is it? Chiesa? I think that's who it is. Yeah, that's a tough dude, man. Yeah, I like him. He got a hell of a guillotine.
Oh yeah, he's
He was on.
he's
he was on the
14
Ultimate Fighter.
14-2 total record. Let's see here.
This is a good fight, bro. That's gonna be a tough fight for him.
Yeah,
That's not gonna be an easy fight, man. It could go either way, and if I had to say somebody probably the favorite, I would say it'd be Mike Chelsea.
Chiesa, yeah.
Chesai or
Yeah. Michael Chiesa,
let's
that's
just
what.
say Mike.
Yeah.
I'm looking. I'm like, dang, I know my man. Yeah. That he got good jiu-jitsu, man. He got good submissions, man. He got a hell of a guillotine, man. And in fact, I could see Kevin Lee trying to keep it on his feet, and I could see him trying to shoot, and he might get. Dude, I would be wrong to say this, but no, I wouldn't. I'm gonna keep it real. But he might lose by guillotine, man. I'm calling that shit right now.
All right. Submission by guillotine. All right. Well.
Oh, that's a dope card, man. DJ Penn is on that card against Dennis Silver.
Bosch versus Hendricks.
Against Johnny Hendricks.
Yeah.
Felice Herrick, she's on the card.
Yeah.
Little Nog is on the card. This is a Clay Guida. Carla, yeah. Look, let me tell you this. Well, I ain't gonna say. Well, yeah. No, I'm gonna say it. Shit. Okay, so this ain't the chick. This is the former champion. Okay, I don't need to say it then. It ain't the chick that I thought it was. I was about to talk about this chick's feet. But but I ain't gonna do it now because it ain't her.
Right.
But when she do fight, I'm gonna bring it up. Like I took a picture of her feet. I was like, ooh, some ugly feet. Okay, I'm sorry.
It's all good. Anyways. um, moving to Bellator. Last weekend, your boy AJ McKee came out with a hell of a knockout. Man.
My boy AJ, I'm proud of him, man. I've been watching this kid like from the beginning, and each fight he gets better and better. If I'm Bellator, keep Gallagher away from him as long as possible, because
But that's inevitably going to happen, pretty much.
It's going to happen, but what's going to happen is you're going to find out that this guy is not as good as the promotion is pushing or marketing him as, man. I like Gallagher, man. He's a nice kid, man. We partied a little bit, in Ireland, and treated us real nice, man. Him and his dad. His dad was real cool. But I think AJ is he's been around this thing his entire life watching his old man, Antonio. He's going to be a champion. I see it, man. I mean, he wants it, and he improves every fight, man. So I think it will behoove Bellator to get Gallagher a couple more fights and maybe down the line set it up with him and AJ, man. But you put him in there with AJ right now, man. AJ he go kill his dream. He gonna be a dream killer that day. So yeah, big up to AJ, man. That was a hell of a kick. The kick, I call it the kick heard around the world, especially when you make top 10 Sports Center. He made, I think, number 9 top 10 Sports Center that night with that knockout kick.
And it was
so good for him, man.
And it was crazy because dude that he was going against, Dominic Mazzata, like he
gave Cody his toughest fight.
Right.
That was his only loss.
Yeah, and that dude, like he blocked that kick too, and it still like knocked him out.
That was the beauty of it, because it still was so hard that it got through, and that's what people don't be understanding. You could block a kick, but if you could see that he was trying to kick his head off, like because he kicked right through it.
Yeah,
he kicked right through the guard, so that's what made it beautiful, man. Crow Cop used to do that all the time.
Yeah, man, that shit was crazy, man. I was like, man, that was another one where I jumped out of my seat, man. I was just like,
yeah, you sent me a link to it, and I wasn't watching the fight live. I was on my way home to watch it, and I had it recorded. So as soon as I got in like 3-4 minutes after it happened. So I had to rewind my DVR just to look at it. I said, "Oh shit, this is nasty." Oof, yeah. AJ shining right now, man. I'm gonna look him up when I go to Cali.
Yeah, and I was just looking at it, man. He's only 22 years old, man.
He's a kid. He's literally a kid, man. We hung out in Ireland. Me and him hung out pretty tough, man. And he's another good kid, man. Another good kid, man. But yeah, I've been looking at him for a minute, and people need to get ready, man. People need to get ready. He's going to be around for a minute. He's going to be making a lot of noise, especially only at 22 years old.
Right. Another thing that Bellator just announced was that they're going to be pushing this women's flyweight division. They just added 6 new fighters, and I really like this decision. For me, when you think about like weight divisions and weight cuts and everything, I feel like in the UFC having a 20-pound difference between 115 and 135 is huge for for the woman's body, So I like that Bellator has implemented this division. I think it's going to be really, really good for just the progress of women's MMA.
Well, I hate to even bring this up, but fuck it, I am. Dana gets so much credit for the women's revolution
Right.
in MMA, but let history show that Scott Coker is the one that put women's MMA on the map. Let's start with Gina Carano. Let's start with Chris Cyborg. Let's talk about Ronda Rousey. These people were Scott Coker fighters prior to UFC all of a sudden trying to spark interest in rolling out Ronda Rousey as the face of women's MMA. But Scott Coker was the person who did it first. So I'm not surprised with these new 125-pound women that they just recently signed. You're 100% right as far as, the reason behind it and as far as the weight. I just think we're going to see some more, Scott he's that guy right now, man. And we're going to see more great things happening. I'm looking forward to May 19th when they broadcast live from England.
Yeah, man, that's gonna be incredible.
That's gonna be great, man. That's gonna be great.
Right. Yeah, I'm excited to see Rory McDonald's Bellator debut, man. It's like I
like Rory McDonald,
yeah.
Man. I like Rory McDonald.
And they just added your boy Chet Congo to that card.
Oh, they got my man Amistad fight. What up, Chet? What up, Chet? Who you fight?
Augusto Sakai.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I ain't mad at that. All right. Get it. We gonna watch my boy Amistad. When I told you the story when I met him for the first time. I had been calling him Amistad for years.
Right.
So I walk up to him. Where were we? I think we were in Long Beach. I walk up to him and I was like, "Hey, Chet." I said, I call you Amistad. And he looked at me. He was like, "Yeah, I do know." He said, "I do not look like, what's the dude's name? I can't think of dude's name." He said, "You really think like?" I said, "No, you don't get it. When I look at you, it's that scene, that scene when you're on the boat and change. You put both of y'all next to each other. You look alike, man. That's why I call you Amistad." So we laugh. That's like our little inside thing, man. But yeah, he a cool dude, man. Only time I ain't fuck with Chet is when he fought Mo, and that was business. But he's always been cool and respectful, man. So I'm a root for Chet.
Right. Yeah, I'm excited for this next card, and it's great that right now we're going through another pause in UFC and Bellator cards. Some time to breathe.
Yeah. You have to stretch them out, man. Otherwise, is like you gotta make the fans miss you.
Right.
They gotta miss you, man. So when we have cards every fucking week, we can become spoiled little kids. When it's off for 3 to 4 weeks, man, and we're accustomed to having it in our lives, and we see it again, when it's been gone. Now it's like it's fight night. So, yeah, like I said, Bellator is, slowly but surely, man, the chinks are in the armor over the other alphabet. I'm just here to tell you right now. I don't know if you read this article that Ryan Bader said he's going to make 3 to 4 more
Yes.
Times money in sponsorship.
Right. Yes.
I've been saying this for the longest. I make more money than some of these dudes because, and you just keep it. We fighters live. Okay, yeah, it's one thing, you be a star and and you getting big checks for your fight. But most fighters are not like that. You got dudes and women that are trying to get to that level.
Right. So
they have small purses as far as 15. Let's say on the low end, 5 to win, five to show, 5 to win. That's 10 grand. So say you don't have sponsors, okay, and the only thing you have is that Reebok sponsorship money. Well, if you're getting 5 to show and another 5 to win, and you only got 2 fights, your sponsorship money might only be $2,500. Whereas if you had sponsorship, even if you still were 5-5, your sponsorship money can add up way more. You might have $30,000 to $40,000 in sponsorship money from these different companies want to be on your banner, on your shorts.
Right.
Most fighters live, their sponsorship money takes care of their bills, you know, because bills never stop, man. Your training camp, a good training camp, an average training camp start about 10 G's.
Right.
And this is what they don't tell you, man. Because you got to hire a nutritionist. The gym is not free. You got to fly in sparring partners and stuff like that. Now, everybody can't afford to do that. Like the bigger name people, you know, can do that. It's because, you know, they have more bread to deal with, man. But everybody can't afford to do that, man. So, yeah, sponsorship plays a huge role in MMA fighters' lives. And I just think you're going to see more stars saying, hey, you know what? I want my sponsorship money back. You know, let me go on over there where I can get my sponsorship money, man. Because, you know, you're going to have, you know, some that's going to stay because of the whole UFC thing. But I'm telling you, we should never watch organization. We should always watch the fighters, because without the fighters, there are no alphabet leagues.
Right.
So,
right.
you know, follow the fighters, man. You know, don't become a fan of the organizations. But I mean, you can become a fan of the organization, but without them fighters, man, you know, try to know about. You know, I get the whole, you know, typical MMA casual fan, UFC. I get that, man. But learn about one championships. Learn about Bellator. Learn about some minor majors like Legacy. You know, I'm not even going. I'm not going to call Rising. You know, because to me, Rising is major. They spending bread bringing you know, name fighters that, you know, they're just overseas, man. But you gotta. We wouldn't be watching none of these leagues, man, or any of these organizations if we didn't know none of these fighters. Imagine if John Jones said, hey, you know what, man, I'm sick of how UFC been treating me, blah, 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 blah. Fuck that, I'm going to Bellator. Then that means everybody that's a John Jones fan is going to switch over to Bellator. And that's how Strikeforce got hot. You know, all your number 1 and 2 people and your champions over in UFC right now are Strikeforce products, you know, and that's fact. That's a fact. So, yeah, man, yeah. What are we gonna do?
Right, and a lot of stuff you were just saying was stuff that Iaquinta was saying on Chael Sonnen's podcast. He was like, I don't know if this is all worth it, man, because it's like I got to pay for you know, all my people's, you know, flights and hotel rooms and stuff like that, and just like all the stuff that I got to pay for, and it's just like, and I got to go and like, I got to go to their doctor, and their doctor tells me something that I don't even really believe is wrong. He's like, I know doctors, I can go to my own doctor, but they're making me go to their doctors, and they tell me something that I don't believe is wrong, you know. So it's just like there's all this stuff that I'm just like just not like, I don't know.
The UFC go, and you can go back to that, but just you saying that part, they gonna lose that they gonna lose that lawsuit, because it's like when you have your own guys, that's like Don King back in the day.
Right.
He was charging Mike Tyson what, 10,000-15,000 a fucking towel, a bath towel. You got your son being the manager, so it's all the money is staying in house, if that makes sense.
Right.
You can't do that. That's the whole argument with the Ali Act. It can't none of this stuff be, you know, like when you constantly got money circulating through within, it's not fair. There's no way that it can be possibly fair, man. So fighters are gonna wind up winning that, man. I don't know how, but I just got a feeling, man, because what he's basically saying is, you know, he gets 20 to win, 20 to show, 20 to win, but out of all that, he may only have 15 to 10 G's left, and you got to spread that out through the next fight, and they don't fight typically every 3 to 4 months, depending on the injuries that they have.
All right, yeah.
So
yeah.
So yeah, it's just not fair, man. You should have no worries being a professional fighter, man, because we are watching you fight. Why isn't it about the fighter and it's about the promotion? You know? Yeah, I still to this day don't understand how the UFC could really put it to their fighters like this with this Reebok shit, man. It's killing what, you know, you take the individuality away. It's just a lot of things that you're doing. You're killing the fighters doing that. They all are like fucking robots. I don't know about you, but you got any friends that bought the UFC fight kits? I'll wait.
I don't know anybody that, like,
exactly. I don't know nobody. We can walk down the street and we could see somebody wearing somebody else's basketball jersey or football jersey or baseball jersey.
Right.
I ain't never seen their fight kit in the street.
Right, man. I don't see just random UFC shirts or anything, man. It's just like,
yeah, man. Look, at least when the fighters had their endorsements, like in the UFC, Affliction was at its all-time best. What Tap was at its all-time, like when Tap was just exclusive.
Yeah.
Like, you know, at its apex, it was the shit. Now it's at Kmart. Now it's endorsed by, I mean, not sitting on Kmart, but
yeah,
I'm just saying it's not the same shine that it was before. You know, so, you know, it just would be dope if it wasn't Reebok, man. Reebok is just, nah. Only thing I ever rocked Reebok wise was, let's see, pumps, Shaqs, the AIs, the AI number one. Those never got stopped. But Reebok, yeah, come on, man. They should have went to Adidas, man. They should have went to Adidas, and had John Jones not been such a, you know, mess up, I think Nike could have shined in the mixed martial arts world, man. But they got out of it for their purposes. So,
right,
you know, it is what it is, man. But fighters, it should always be about the fighters, man. And when you in there making decisions on them, and you getting the most money, and you ain't fought a day in your life, something wrong with that. Something is really wrong with that.
Right. Turning back to kind of like the women's MMA divisions, there's word now that Jermaine Durandamy might not even like be able to defend her belt for a while now, if ever. You know, there's like rumors.
I read something this morning where they said that it was a rumor she was gonna retire, but her camp said that that's not true, but she's going through something that's pretty complicated right now.
Right.
But they were vague. They didn't talk exactly what it was about.
Yeah. Like the start of that division's just been a shit show already.
Oh, indeed. Indeed it has. But what they should do is just get a belt to my baby. That's what they should do. Get a belt to Chris Cyborg, you know, the best woman fighter on the planet. They should just give it to her. I mean, who else is gonna fight? Holly? I mean, no diss to Holly Holm, because I did pick you to beat Ronda Rousey. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be Holly Holm, you know, like anybody that gets in the cage with Chris Cyborg is just going to get beat up pretty bad. So I think they should just go ahead and get the belt to Chris.
Right.
Let's get T-shirts made saying, "Give the belt to Chris."
Another thing was, like, recently, Chris Cyborg's been going on Twitter and everything and really laying it on thick about Jermaine Durand to me and other things, to the point where it's like, you know, I was getting even a little annoyed by her, but it was one of those things that I'm like, now that I see what's kind of going on with Jermaine Durand to me, I'm like, I think she kind of knew something now, man. I'm like, you ever have somebody who kind of, you're like, you kind of think is being an asshole, but then when all the facts come out, you're like, you know what? He kind of deserved it. He was kind of deserving in acting like an asshole for that little time, you know? And I feel like that's how it's kind of being right now with that belt. I was like, you know what? I kind of get why Cyborg's kind of pissed off.
Why she mad? Why she angry? Because they've been bullshitting her.
Right. I get it. I totally get why, you know, she's laying it on really thick these days, you know, because it's one thing or another, man. And just, you know, just give her the belt or do an interim title or do something, man. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, either way, we know that she's the champion, and it's just a matter of time before she beats the brakes off somebody. And, you know, it's going to be, you know, super respected. So, you know, it's sad that it's sad that she got to keep trying to prove that she's the world's best women fighter. And I just think, you know, next couple months, people are going to see that. They're going to see that, you know, she is what they thought Ronda Rousey was. Yeah. I hate to, you know.
And she has something in her contract where they have to do a fight soon with her, or it's in breach of contract or something. There's something, a guarantee in Cyborg's contract in regards to the time length or the amount of fights that she's supposed to have.
You know where she wants to go? She wants to go fight for Scott Coker, bro. You know, I'm only going off just knowing that she was a former Strikeforce fighter.
I agree.
I've never heard one fighter, man or woman, say anything bad about Scott Coker.
Right.
You don't hear nothing bad about Scott Coker, man. So, yeah, you know, hey, sometimes, man, people's trash is other people's treasures, man. And, you know, Chris always been a treasure. We love you, Chris. We love you, girl.
Love you, Chris Cyborg. You the champ. You're the champ.
Indeed, you are the champ.
All right, changing topics into the world of professional wrestling. Things like it was just announced that in July 9th, that the WWE is going to have a Raw pay-per-view called Great Balls of Fire. And
yeah, I beat that, dude.
And apparently, that's going to be the first defense of Brock Lesnar as champion.
You said it's going to be what?
That's going to be Brock Lesnar's first title defense, is that pay-per-view.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Like 2.5 months from now.
Who's he supposed to defend against?
Who knows? Like, but apparently he's supposed to be on that pay-per-view, and that's going to be his first title defense.
Wow.
I mean,
I'm curious to see who he's gonna, you know, who they're gonna have going against him.
Right, because everything on Raw is so kind of weird right now that it's just like, you know, like I don't even, I don't know who they're gonna have. I don't know, but it's just weird that's like 2.5 months from now. I mean, like, you know, what do they think this is? The UFC? I don't know, like.
That's true indeed.
I'm just gonna take 3 months off, you know, and I know he's just a part-time talent, but shit, you give him the belt and then give him 3 months off. I'm like, all right. Like,
That's crazy, right?
like, all of these belts in the WWE are like the only one that's interesting right now is the U.S. belt. Like, actually, like,
Right. Look, dude. More exciting than, I mean, hell, anytime the phenomenal one is involved,
right,
it's right, like right now, we don't care about and I speak for the fans right now.
right,
Because I'm a fan. Right now, we don't care about the WWE Championship. We only care about the United States title, and that's because the phenomenal one, AJ Styles, is involved in the marquee feud with Kevin Owens. Now, I've also been hearing that Vince doesn't like Kevin's physique, and they may want him to wrestle with a suit on. Did you read that somewhere?
yeah, I saw that.
Crazy, right?
Kevin Owens is Kevin Owens, man. We
sound
get
like
that.
Some Vince McMahon shit too.
Right. It's Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens is Kevin Owens. That's what we like about him, man. Unless he gets super fat, I'm fine with what Kevin Owens looks like,
I like Kevin Owens because he don't look like Superman.
Right, exactly.
And fans sometimes they want to see somebody they can relate to, not people that
always
look like, and that's what it should be about, man. So, one day I would like to see Kevin Owens, play, a fan favorite, but he's such a great heel.
Right.
To where, and the fact that this dude, like, Kevin Owens is like, if he was a cartoon, he would be Kung Fu Panda. Like, he is wrestling version of Roy Nelson.
Right.
MMA fighter, UFC fighter Roy Nelson. I call him Kung Fu Panda too. But to see Kevin Owens do some of the shit that he's able to do with the weight that he has and the body shape, frame, or whatever,
yeah,
pretty amazing, man. He should be commended, and he should be told not to change because, that's something, just imagine that guy over there that doesn't, have that physique, and he has like a stomach or something like that. He look at Kevin Owens, and Kevin Owens may make him a believer that he can do some of the things that he want to do in life, man. And, sometimes, man, you need them type guys, man. So I'm happy that he's getting that push, man, and he looks like that regular guy. But they better not be putting him over my boy AJ Styles, man. I just...
Right, man.
I want to see great matches, but at the end of the day, the face that runs the place is the phenomenal one.
Yeah, and he needs a belt around his waist. You know what I'm saying? He
needs gold. And I can remember watching NWA and WCW, and we've had moments in the WWF, WWE where the second tier title became better than the main title.
Right.
And, say what you want about John Cena. John Cena made that U.S. title important again. And when he was wrestling different people every week, defending that belt, we didn't care about who had the world title. It was like, whatever.
That was fun.
It ain't even,
yeah.
None of that shit matters, man. We want to see the U.S. title. I can remember when, man, I'm telling my age, but I can remember when everybody knew, like when Hogan went on those years to be just champion, never losing. I can remember being a huge Tito Santana fan, and I would watch him go back and forth with Greg the Hammer Valentine with the Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah.
I can remember when the Ultimate Warrior was an Intercontinental Champion, and nobody cared about Hulk Hogan. We just wanted to see the Ultimate Warrior defend the Intercontinental Championship, and Randy Savage for that matter.
Oh, yeah.
The U.S. title. I remember when Dusty Rhodes was the U.S. champion. You know what I wish the WWE had? I wish they had a TV title.
Yeah, that would be perfect for what what they do.
The TV, think about it. The TV title could get defended every week on television, and it is what it is. It's the television championship. Just imagine that belt being on, man. What I call this kid the new Coco Beware.
Apollo Crews.
Apollo. Just imagine Apollo Crews having a TV title. That TV title could push him. Like I watched Tully Blanchard and Nikita Koloff and Barry Windham, and like the TV title could be really something special. Jake the Snake Roberts was the Mid-South TV champion in Mid-South Wrestling, and that, to me, that title, which was only a medal that was wrapped around your neck like an Olympic medal, but the TV title was more important than the North American title, because nobody cared about Dick Slater when he had the North American title. We just wanted to see Jake drop people on his head. I got you, man. We just wanted to see Jake get dropped on his head.
Right.
And I mean, not get dropped on his head, but drop other people on his head. But yeah, man, it's it would be dope to have a television title, but I'm not really checking for this Randy Orton feud. I mean, I get what they trying to do, but it's just not dope. It ain't dope to me, man. I mean, I get that he's champion right now, but it's not dope to me that he's champion right now, man.
It's like, it's so.
It's dead now.
It's dead now. Like ever since, like whatever's going on with him and Bray Wyatt, it just because they're on different brands now, it doesn't really make any sense. And I don't know. I don't know what's going on. It's just with all these belts, like. The Universal belt is with Brock Lesnar, and he's not fighting for another 2.5 months.
And that's crazy. I don't understand how they can allow that, man. Like, that's real cool. Like, your champion somewhere hunting right now where everybody else busting their ass. Like, are you kidding me, man? Like, I don't get it.
And
what are you going to do with Finn Balor right now? What are you going to do? Because I'm hearing things like when the Hardys eventually break up, you're talking about Jeff getting the title shot, and making a run, at the Universal title. I mean, it's endless matches you can make for Brock Lesnar, man, but we don't want to see no part-time dude, man. I mean, I love Suplex City, too, when he here.
Right.
But he's somewhere on the farm in Canada right now, milking cows. No diss to Brock Lesnar, but that's the reality of it. I want a champion that's active, somebody that, when they come on, you either gonna like it or you're not gonna like it, but it's gonna have some type of effect on you, man.
Right.
We all should cherish these moments, these last moments, because we're not going to see my boy on television for a while, and I'm sad. So I'm going to enjoy tomorrow's pay-per-view.
Oh, yeah, man.
And
drink it in, man.
I'm not going to hear you just made the list for a couple months is...
Just drink it in, man.
Man, dude, that's hurting me, man. And look, you're going to find real quick on the level of watching Raw go down. Raw will go downhill without Jericho, bro. This is my opinion, man.
Definitely.
Some people have the gift, and some people don't. Some people was just made too. He was one of them dudes that was made to, and to still be doing the shit how he does it at the age that he is. Man, Chris Jericho is going to be missed, man. They don't have one mouthpiece on Raw that can do half of what he does.
Nope. Nope.
You know
So, yeah.
what they gonna do? They gonna put Enzo Amore out there just to, like, if you take away his intro, I wouldn't want to see him.
Right. And even with his intro, that's starting to become too much for a lot of people.
Look, Mo can't stand it. Mo have been calling them corny for the longest, and you could have been seen that Vince was eventually gonna put my man, he's gonna put Big Cass, on the singles rampage, man, because he has this big thing with big dudes, man.
Yeah.
No homo. Big Cass kind of reminds me of this dude named Dan Spivey. He used to be, he was the replacement for the Undertaker with Sid Vicious when Sid Vicious and the Undertaker were known as the Skyscrapers. But Dan Spivey was this tall, lanky dude.
Yeah, I remember
remind
him.
you of Barry Windham too.
Yeah.
Because he had the whole cowboy boot thing going on. But that's who Cass reminds me of. Cass got a long way before, we can even think about him being in. Like, I don't see him being a mega star without Enzo. Like, they kind of depend on each other, but they don't. I could see Cass being the bigger star, but I think together, maybe they can have Enzo just manage him. But I don't like Enzo's ring work. It sucks. We ain't got a lot of people, man, that's gonna be able to fill Chris Jericho's shoes, man. That's gonna be real sad, man.
Right. And another
I'm really gonna enjoy that match tomorrow.
Yeah, and another thing is that on Raw we have Dean Ambrose as the Intercontinental Champion, and they just pretty much ignored that belt. Still,
Oh, dude, I would like to see the belt back on the Miz.
Right, and they're kind of hinting that there's going to be a feud with the Miz and Dean Ambrose, and I'm hoping that the Miz gets the belt back, because I'm like, look, man, they didn't do anything with that belt with Dean Ambrose at all. Everybody forgot who the champion was, the IC champion was, for so long. Like, just give it to somebody. Give it back to the Miz. Give it to somebody else, man. Like, it's just not working.
Dean Ambrose, he's gotten pretty corny to me, man. He ain't who, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's different, but he kind of reminds me of the Shield, too. Every time I look at him, it's the Shield. I just look at him and I think of the Shield.
But no, the funny thing is back in the Shield days, like, Dean Ambrose was like my favorite part of the Shield.
Yeah.
And for some reason, I liked him. I liked him the most. But like post Shield, he was, I don't know, man. It just.
I can see that, man. I definitely can see that. What we gonna do, man? It just hit me, man. My boy ain't gonna be here. Damn, man. Oh man,
dude,
feel the love, man. Feel the love.
Yeah, it's gonna be a void, man, without Chris Jericho. And,
it's gonna be a huge void, man. It's gonna be a huge void.
And it's crazy. Wow. Like, when he came back, it was just like temporary, and he was just doing a month by month thing. But it just turned into one of his best runs of his career.
Yeah, I would have loved to. I think when he come back this last time, man, I think they should give him a title run, man. It would be so dope if he was the champion.
Oh, definitely.
Give him a Universal Championship run. That's the belt he never had before.
Right. Technically, that's the belt that he hasn't had. So I would love it if, give him a title run, man. He's definitely deserved it, man. Shit.
Yeah, that dude, man. When you can come out every night and get a pop, like how fans love Jericho regardless if he's a heel or if he's a good guy. And I just think we need to We gonna miss that dude when he ain't wrestling no more, man. We gonna miss that guy. We ain't got, it's either you got dudes that can wrestle or you got dudes that can talk. It's rare that we got two at the same time. I mean, AJ Styles is, like, his wrestling is definitely superb, but his mic skills is not on that level yet. Right. It could get there, but Jericho just does it so more natural than anybody. Right, in the last 15, 20 years.
Moving on to the actual women's division. I'm already getting my Instagram post ready, and I'm gonna tag it with you and King Mo to win. Alexa Bliss beats Bayley.
Oh man! And you know what? And when that happens, no, wait a minute.
I'm tagging you and Mo.
One of them.
I know you don't care. I know you don't care for either one of them, but I'm gonna post something on Instagram. I'm gonna tag you and King Mo because King Mo is the biggest Bayley fan of all time. Slightly delusional about it all. I'm gonna just put it out there, King Mo.
Oh my God, man! Woo, man.
This pay-per-view isn't built around Bayley.
He's super delusional about. Look, if I don't get no call all week, I'm guaranteed to get a call whenever she on Raw. My phone, I don't even have to look at my phone because I know he go call me when Bayley on. And it's like he's been so obsessed with this the last couple of weeks. I'm like, dude, are you fucking kidding me? You calling me when Bayley's fucking on? And he's serious. It's like, oh, dude, okay.
And like I said, I don't know how he can have so much disgust for John Cena but love Bayley. Like, I don't get that.
Me neither, at all, man. They the same. They are the fucking same. I want a hug. Get the fuck out of here. Nobody want no hug. Okay, beat it. Wow.
But look,
but as far as Alexa Bliss, man, yeah, fuck her too, man.
No, man. I need Alexa Bliss to win tomorrow night so she can be the first woman to have a belt on both brands before Charlotte does it.
Then that would be super corny.
No.
Yes, it would, man.
No. Alexa Bliss.
Alexa,
man.
Oh my, yeah, Alexa fucking Bliss. Oh my God, man. Super corny.
No,
man.
she is amazing, man. She is amazing.
Oh yeah. You would say she's amazing.
She's amazing, and like I said, I'm already ready, man, to when she beats Bayley this weekend to tag you and Mo on that Instagram post, man. Like, new champ.
Yeah, you know what? I'm probably, I'm going to the studio tomorrow, but that match will be over before I go to the studio. Yeah, so go ahead and just. I mean, I wish it was a way they both could lose. Like, I would be happy with a double count out on both of them. Put that belt on Nia Jax, man. I want to see Nia Jax get the belt.
Right, I wouldn't mind that. See, I wouldn't mind Nia Jax with the belt, but still, the fact is, it's Alexa Bliss.
No, the fact is that we don't care. We don't care about Alexa Bliss.
Yes,
there's
people out there that care. There's a lot of people that care about Alexa Bliss. I'm one of them.
God,
I am on the Alexa Bliss train.
Oh my God,
want her to win
right now, man,
and be the first woman to be champion in both brands. So,
you killing me right now, man. You are killing me. You killing me, Petey. You killing me. Shit. Yeah, you know what? You know what? Tag me, man, because I want to hear what Mo got to say. If that happens.
Right.
If that happens, because his feelings gonna be hurt if it don't happen. I mean, if it happens, his feelings is gonna be crushed. We gonna hear about this Bayley shit, man. Yeah, fucking Bayley. What did she say? Have you ever kissed a boy? I was like, no, she hasn't. Look at her.
Oh, dude,
No.
I loved that. I loved that line, man. That was savage. I like that.
Oh yeah, it was. And I felt her on that. I felt, not to say that I'm feeling Alexis, but I felt that line. I felt that line. She was like, do you even know what it feels like to kiss a boy? I
I was
was
like,
like,
ooh.
ooh.
I was like, yes. And that fits in so perfectly with the whole Bailey
Yeah.
thing. I was like, ooh.
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
nah, she don't know. It don't look like it. But wasn't she dating, what's my man, Sami Zayn or some shit like that?
I'm not sure.
She was dating one of them. She was dating one of them dudes, if I'm not mistaken. I thought it was Sami Zayn. I could be wrong, but I thought it was Sami Zayn.
I'm not sure. I can't remember if there's I'm not sure. Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I am getting excited for Skinte Nakamura. I think they're revving him up a little bit.
Oh
I
yeah.
think they're revving him up a little bit. And, just think next year from now, from right now up until WrestleMania, we're probably going to be seeing Nakamura versus Styles, bro.
Dude, I hope so. We need that. That's like it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen, and they need to just let them guys go, man. Just let them go, man. Just like do their thing, man.
I also would like to see the broken gimmick real soon. I would like to see that.
I think it's gonna happen, man. He's keeping it alive on social media, and
Yeah, I've seen the owl. The owl ran into the window and fell down.
dude,
Obsolete.
man, Matt Hardy's Twitter game recently, just to keep that gimmick alive, has been awesome, man. Like,
Yeah.
I've been loving his tweets and everything. So I think it's gonna happen, man. And I'm because even when they debuted, even though they didn't, okay, he kind of always kept hinted on the broken gimmick while they're doing their thing, but
Right now it's unbroken. Like they're in unbroken mode because it's like Jeff is full-fledged Jeff Hardy.
right.
Matt is half of unbroken. So when you get he don't even have to chant delete. Like
Right.
if you notice in the cameras whenever he puts the arm up like he about to say delete, they're pan it off of him real quick.
Oh yeah, always, every time.
But you still hear the fans chanting. But what I liked last week in the singles match, when he had a quick break, he was like, "Oh yes," and the fans went crazy for a second, like yeah, and he did it twice during the match. So even if Vince is not a big fan of the broken, you got it, man. I just think. I think they would give the WWE such a shot in the arm to have that overall, man. Can you imagine 90,000 fans at WrestleMania, all just chanting delete, obsolete? That shit would be
Too ridiculous.
it'd be super ridiculous, man. That's gonna come, man. That's gonna come. I'm putting this shit in the air, and we gonna see the broken gimmick real soon.
I know the thing is, Matt Hardy is really he's really smart with like I said, his social media game. When they came back after they made their debut, just for continuity's sake, he went on social media, he went on Twitter, and he said the roar of the WWE crowd temporarily fixed his condition.
Right.
And I think that was very
Yeah.
smart of him, man. Like, to say that, just to say, okay, we can't do this thing right now because something's happening, but just for gimmick purposes, I'm going to put this out here, and just for the continuity of it all, And so I enjoy, I kind of like that he's been able to keep the gimmick alive.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Definitely with you on that. Yeah, we're going to see it soon, man. What I didn't know is that Jeff Hardy's, I guess his line, his T-shirt, his apparel, his T-shirts were second to John Cena in WWE sales. I didn't realize that, so that's why they're going to keep him at the regular Jeff Hardy. You know, he's going to be the guy that we know before. I had no clue that he was second to John Cena when it came to merchandise sales. No clue.
Man,
that's pretty big.
Jeff Hardy was actually bigger than I guess we all realize. He really hit that. He was really that wrestler to hit that market for women because they all thought he was hot.
Yeah, that's true.
Like
that's true.
He did get the women crowd into to WWE. Like the women always loved Jeff Hardy.
I agree with that. And we were all late on Jeff. We were all late on Matt.
Right.
And you know, Matt was the guy that we didn't care about. I know when they initially were in the WWE, I didn't really care about Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy was
right.
Now we got to see Matt Hardy. And Jeff doesn't have to do anything because we still know Jeff as what he does. The beauty in all this is to see older guys recreate themselves and be more popular than what they were when they were coming up. That shit is beautiful, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Truly beautiful.
Definitely, yeah. So we're definitely gonna see some deletes and obsoletes soon. I can feel it.
That's right.
I can feel it.
We go see it soon.
I got a premonition. Yeah. From the 7 deities that Mr. Meek Mahan will not be able to stop the broken brilliance. Meek Mahan.
And Mr. Meek Man better be respectful.
He will not be able to stop the broken brilliance.
That's right.
Yeah, and with that, that's about it for this week's show. Vstylez, tell them where you can find you online.
You always can find me at twitter.com/VSTYLEZ. You hit me on the Instagram with the .com/VSTYLEZ. You also can hit me on my Facebook page at /VSTYLEZ. And my verified Facebook artist page, Vstylez, a.k.a. O. Ellis. Hit me with the /official Vstylez. Official Vstylez, VSTYLEZ on Facebook, and you can hit me there. Hit me on all my social media sites. I respond. Be respectful. If you're not respectful, I will go in on you like real tough. Nothing personal, but you know, you got to be respectful because I'm gonna give you that back. Until next week, my people. Peace.
Peace. See you next week.
Fresh is the word.